You can
What's
hear me
going on,
okay?
everybody?
Everything sounds good? Everything looks good?
Yeah, let me see. Well, you know what? I got to get past this Twitch Live Nutter Butter Bites commercial available at Racetrack before I can hear if
How
that's
else are
what's
you
going
going to
on
know?
here.
How else are you going to know that there's new Nutter Butters? Like, honestly.
I don't know. And that they're only readily available at a racetrack.
Well,
So I don't know.
I always had that
Yeah.
hang up with advertising. Like, I don't know. Like, has anybody really seen, like, a candy bar ad and been like, oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Let me ask you a better question. Has anybody ever seen any ad and been like, "Fuck yeah, I gotta go get that right now"?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
when was the last time? No,
our
when I'm talking
industry is
about game
ran.
trailers,
Okay.
we're not talking about game trailers. I'm just saying like a product, a product. Have you ever seen a Dove soap commercial or an Axe body spray or a Slim Jim or any commercial for any singular
No.
product like that? And you've been like, "I'm gonna go get it now."
Because when you. Do you want to intro the show? Just.
Oh yeah, hey everybody, welcome to this episode of It's Your Birthday, the only podcast that gets you a gift every single week, and this week is no different. And that gift, as always, is rants about Dallas traffic and
Advertising.
food
This week
products.
it's advertising.
Yeah, this week I guess it's advertising is the
No,
gift you're getting,
like-
but it's mainly video games. But go ahead.
I mean, advertising, I get it to an extent. The thing that gets me, though, is like at NASCAR or whatever, and you see like Ritz on the car, and you're like, fuck, dude, I gotta go buy me some Ritz
I gotta
crackers.
get me, yeah.
Or like what you're saying about
heard-
like Dove soap and shit. It's like, I've been buying the same deodorant and shampoo and shit for 10 years, and an ad
Yeah,
isn't gonna
and
like wake my mind up. Like,
Yeah, and it's almost literally whatever the first deodorant I was given was, and I'm like, that's fine, and I'll just keep doing that. Like it doesn't.
yeah.
I was like, what? I can't throw people off. I've already got my scent. I can't change it now. They're not gonna know who it is that comes in the room because we're all animals, so we only see with one sense, which is the nose.
Yeah.
So they won't know who it is otherwise. It's a little confusing when we go to the like Walmart and we go down the deodorant aisle and they're like, I've lost you, and I'm like, I'm right here, and I just hold up an Old Spice and I go, oh, thank God, couldn't see you anymore.
Start wafting the one
But-
that you use in the
Yeah.
air. Yeah.
If you go into a middle school and all the Axe body spray hits, you're like, oh shit, I don't know where anybody. I can't see anybody. Everyone's disguised there.
Yeah,
it's a scent camouflage as a middle school.
all the kids named Dylan and Chad are like nowhere to be found. They're just
Yeah,
completely
all the-
masked.
Yeah, all the kids name Kelly, Christian, and everyone because everyone had to wear Axe body spray. School required it. They go, if you when you
Walk
when
through
you
the
signed
doors.
up for your classes, they handed you an Axe body spray in your curriculum, and they go, all right, you got gym again. You know you got gym.
So it never happened to me, but did you ever have the talk with like a teacher or somebody that had to send you to
With
like
my
the
parents?
nurse
No.
because you were smelly? Did that ever happen to you?
No, God,
okay,
no.
it never happened
No,
to me
I was
either,
like-
but
I
I knew
was-
some kids.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't really sweat a whole lot. Even when I like skateboarded and stuff, I really didn't sweat all that much to begin with. And then I would generally wear deodorant most of the time. So yeah, no, I did. That one was for some reason. Other aspects of my hygiene not as big of a deal back then, but for whatever reason, smelling was like a big one, breath or body.
Yeah,
but
because
yeah,
you can't
no, that,
like avoid that. There's no, oh, that was that guy. If you're in a room with one other person, you can't blame anybody else. Like,
no,
That's
you really
fucked.
can't. No.
yeah,
This just reminded me of something that's not, I guess, because it involves smells. You know, the scent that we all know each other with. The only way we see other humans through smell. But there was, I had my friend Taylor, it was in health class, and it was completely silent for like 25 minutes, right? And then he just raised his hand, and I think her name was Miss Epling. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. I guess I should put her on blast. But the health teacher was like, "Yeah, Taylor, go ahead." And he just rips a big ass fart, and then just goes back to his work. And she was like, "Taylor, get out in the hallway." And he was like, "Ah, dang!" he didn't. Like he was just like, I can't believe you're gonna give me in trouble for that. But it was just it was the funniest fart of all time, just because of. It's not like he even said anybody, like he wasn't like, get a load of this. It's just like quiet, like, yeah, and brr, and she's like, come on. So, he had to rip his farts in the hall by himself, which
How
is a
can
real
you-
shame because
well, Never mind.
As a teacher, how could you not find that hilarious? Because what other student has ever done that to you?
Exactly.
None.
Yeah,
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I've never even seen that on a TV show. It was so good. Like, it's never been. And I watched a lot of Disney growing up, and no one ever gave me that cool move. So whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you shouldn't get in trouble for doing normal human bodily functions in open society.
And then illegal,
I thought about all the illegal, shitty, gross, cool ones that you could do, and yeah, probably
like
keep those
burpee.
behind. Yeah,
like a burpee tootie. Yeah. Dude, that's actually, they said Texas Senator was like, next time the next guy that farts around me, I'm making him illegal. And you're like, God, dude, another bodily function you making illegal? And he's like, yep. No pissing standing up. That's his big one. Whoops.
Ooh, oh boy. Ooh, if I can't do it, no one can. Oh, fun.
Yep. And
very
then
fun.
We'll move on from that. I think that's all I needed from him. So I'm going to move on.
Kelly, speaking of the great state of Texas, there's all these cool stores that you can buy some cool old games from. And I see that
I've done that.
Have quite a bit this week, it looks like.
Yeah. A troubling amount. But this was, to be fair, some of the games I talked about last week that were stuck in the mail or lost in the mail did show up. They were real, which was good.
Yeah.
And then one of my major spots around here had like a Memorial Day sale, and they were doing a lot of get shit free stuff, especially on games that they, PlayStation 2 isn't that expensive to begin with. So in addition to that, being free was helpful. So this is the biggest haul I've gotten so far. Just by way of things coming in and that deal going on. Again, a lot of stuff I'm sort of at that point where these are a good portion of never playeds or ones I've only seen like once or twice, so I had to kind of get just in case. But actually, you know what? I say that a lot of these I have already played before, at least at some point. So, anywho. I'm just gonna start going through them. I'll try to make this somewhat a brisk pace, but there's a few. But we'll start with Busta Move was the first one I got, or not the first one I got, but the first one in the stack here. That one I found for really inexpensive. I think it was like maybe $4. I think because we talked about it before, I was like, oh yeah, right, Busta Move, that game.
Let me see the cover to that one.
Yeah, it's the strangest cover of any game ever. I don't know why or what it has to do with a baby. But I guess if you play it's a baby's game is what it's saying. Even a baby can get whooped at this.
They're kind of known for it because look at this cover from the PlayStation Busta Move. That was 100% real.
Was it just a straight up diaper? It's like a crotch shot. What could it be?
Can you see it? Is it up on your screen?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah,
that's pretty weird. Oh, I get no. Well, this one actually, that one kind of makes sense though, because that one's like it's so addictive, so you're like prying your eyes open to keep going even after you've already been so wiped out.
So there's a donkey video where he's talking about the covers of games, and he's like, so you're a grandma and your son's talking about, or your grandson's talking about this cute game with dinosaurs that you shoot bubbles with, and you go into the store and you see this.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not getting that for you. It's a torture game. And you're like, no. And they're like, well, and also their if we're talking about marketing, that's terrible. That's the anti-marketing right there. Yeah, because look at the actual thing, those little dinosaurs by Natsume.
Yeah.
Which is like,
this would have done it fine.
Look at this. But they almost overcorrected to where that one's like too far down the child route. So you're like, they're like, this is a kid's game for babies. I don't want to play this instead of like an actually pretty good puzzle game or whatever.
Look, right there. It says K through A, so kids and adults, dude. I don't want to be belittled.
Kids and assholes can keep their eyes open 24 hours a day. No problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Busta Move. My next one was Enter the Matrix, which was written and directed by the Wachowski brothers. That was a pretty decent game.
I played that on
Kind
the
of Max
GameCube
Payne-ish.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just Max Payne, but there's two characters, and you go through you can do a bit of wall running and a bit of gun shooting. It's a
The
pretty
story
good
is
game, I
canon
remember.
too. So and it's also kind of cool because it has a bunch of like actual like scenes that were shot for the game, and they look good.
That's
like,
right. Yeah.
It's not like a cheap like this FMV like green screen background. No, they like actually have some production behind them, which is also kind of cool. If you're into the Matrix,
You
so.
think they use that cool green font anywhere? Because
Mm,
it's not.
it's
only
everywhere.
right here.
Yeah, really,
And
it's all
then
around us.
literally every single page. I get it though. That's their thing. Their pseudo, or I guess it kind of just looks like kanji. To be honest, I don't know what it actually is supposed to be. But maybe that has some tie-in with this because I could have sworn it was just binary before. But anyway, Inner Matrix, pretty decent game. Excited to try it. I got both God of War 1 and 2. I've not played either of these actually. I've really never played a God of War game. Actually, I think I played the first one up until the part where you had quick time sex event, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm okay." But I kind of want to see that game now because I think there's a better game than what I was just not for it as a kid.
Yeah.
Which is also weird because you'd think that'd be the prime time for me to be like, hell yeah, horny quick time event.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, it was a little on the hokey scale, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit more than I bargained for, and it was one of those things where I was like, well, I can't play this game during the day just in case. So if my parents come down and they see me railing Medusa, they'd be like, what is a PlayStation and why do we buy one for you? And they go, yeah. I was like, whatever, if you're taking it, I play a game where I bang hookers too, Mom. And your best friend bought it for me because I told her you said it was fine. After that, talking about banging hookers, Crazy Taxi, is one of my favorite racing games ever. Man, the controls for this game, I forget, is kind of what makes it crazy. The arcade is no different, though.
Yeah.
But it's like to drift, you have to put it in reverse and then back and drive on a turn, and then to boost, you have to put it into reverse and then let go of all buttons, hit drive and gas at the same time to do a boost, and then same with like you can do like a 360 turn, which is another button combination. Pretty wild. Best thing about this one though is like all the releases after the PlayStation 2, as far as I know, didn't have the rights to the soundtrack, so it does feel weirder. So this is, you want either an actual arcade cabinet, or if you can get it, the PlayStation or GameCube one, because those are the ones that are still fully intact, and it does make a difference. The other soundtrack's not that good compared to
I think the
that one.
Dreamcast one has the whole soundtrack too. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, that era, I guess. PS2, GameCube, Dreamcast, that sort of stuff is what you're looking for. I got a non-greatest hits copy of Jak and Daxter. I didn't have either or before, but it was nice to see a proper one. This one was kind of interesting though, because I thought it came with a poster, but the manual is a poster, which is, I guess helpful and not helpful at the same time. But it's in decent-ish condition, a little ripped.
Yeah. That's
but
not
I forgot
bad.
that there was a few games that did that. So that was kind of neat to see. I forgot.
By the way, does
back
it
when games
say-
gave you stuff? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Does it say Precursor Legacy on the box?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember
Why?
that as a child. I just thought it was Jak and Daxter, and they later on, like after 2 and 3.
It's really tiny.
Okay.
It's like pretty small under there. Like if you were just glancing at it, you probably wouldn't really notice it. But it is on the spine too. So.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I also I was in the same racket though. I had that thought. I was like, oh, I didn't know that this game had a subtitle for whatever reason. But I think it's just because everybody called it Jak and Daxter because it was the first one, and that's obviously easier to say.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one. This was like Airblade. It's a Tony Hawk kind of game, but on a hoverboard. It was a weird one, but I rented it and I remember really liking it. It's kind of it's like by the nature that you're floating, it's kind of slow paced a little bit. The movement's a little slow, but I remember renting this and the bouncer at the same time, which is the bouncer's like one of the white whales I'm looking for because it's not super expensive, but I'm trying to find it for less than $40 because the game's not great, but I remember bouncer being pretty okay for its time.
Yeah, Jan on the Bombcast always talks about the bouncer, like, and
Yeah.
like when what was that game with the
Quiet Man?
The Quiet Man came out, he was like, "Why didn't they just reboot the bouncer? Like that would have been way cooler."
It would have been.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about it. Especially how that game turned out. There's no question about it.
Not to
but
go
yeah,
like
Airblade's
way into a rabbit hole on this, but when you mention Airblade, this isn't the game that I thought it was. And I guess I'll show you that one, but this one looks pretty neat. It looks
dude. This game was dope. Like it was better than it got credit for because it was kind of in the same vein as what is it, Dark Summit, where you're kind of like it's not like Tony Hawk, you're just skating and impressing people. These ones, Dark Summit, and this one's like, hey, you're being chased by someone, and they want to kill you or whatever, and so you got to do tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know this game.
I thought it was this game. Yeah, this is trick style. I didn't actually ever play this game. I had a demo disc that had this game on it, and I always wanted it as a kid. It looked neat.
Did it come out? Like, was it a game that launched? Because I've never heard of this game.
Yes, yeah, this is a real game
Okay.
that came out. I never played it personally. I just had the demo of it. But I
Sure. Okay.
I always think back to this game for some reason. And so when you mentioned that one, I was like, oh, maybe it was the PlayStation version.
Who developed this game? Do you know? Because they do look kind of similar. Like I could have seen one coming out before and then them doing this after. Because the other one looks a little.
Dreamcast. Who did this? Throwback Entertainment and Criterion.
Oh, Criterion, interesting. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, that is this. This is Criterion, and then it's published by Namco.
Okay, well there you go. Yeah.
So look at that.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right.
Well, that's cool to know. I would like to play that game now because yeah, the like I said, this game was always really interesting, but I never heard much about it. Like it never got any real pickup, but I always remember liking it, and I was looking for it for a while.
Dude,
Because it was a weird one.
After this GameCube rabbit hole, it's the Dreamcast for me, bud. That's the next one.
Yeah. Well, I can start keeping an eye out now if there's any specifics you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I stopped by there. I mean, it's 5 feet away, so I stop by there fairly often. After that is first Spy Hunter, which another kind of cool car game, but it's like you're just James Bond's car, the game basically, but it could transform into like a plane or a boat also.
That's not the one with
that
the
may
rock.
have been with the Rock,
Yeah.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah. There was a
Johnson. Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
They made a Spy Hunter.
Dwayne the Rock
game.
Baller Shot Caller Johnson, dude.
Yeah. There he is. They made a Spy Hunter game with the Rock.
Dwayne the Pebble Rock. Dude, this
Yeah.
is just Fast and the Furious. When did this come out? No, I don't remember this.
So this came out, but they were supposed to make a movie for Nowhere to Run, and then it came out as a game. Yeah.
I bet this game is harder to find than you think it would be.
Oh, I bet it is. Yeah, it's like a relic.
I've literally never seen this game.
Yeah. So they made.
Can you? Sorry. While you're saying that, can you look for a purchasable copy of this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on.
I'm curious to know what it runs for and if it exists out in the wild.
Let's go to Macari and see what this is about. Let's see what people are. Anybody's selling this thing? Let's see. Spy Hunter, Nowhere to Run. $12 on a Macari, so not too bad. $14.
Well, then I might grab that then. That's really reasonable. And
Yeah.
actually, I pay way less for all these other Spy Hunters, so that's fine.
Yeah, if you want a piece of history, then that's a good game to have.
Well, I'll suck anything the rock's in. Oh damn, that was a good deal. It was the first 1 and 2 for only $6. That was really good. All right, so after that is Street Hoops. I don't know if you ever played Street Hoops, but it was sort of Activision's answer to EA's NBA Street, which wasn't near as good, but I remember it being okay. And I am desperate for sports games that aren't sports games proper, because in Street Hoops was kind of that.
Yeah.
Again, not as good as NBA Street, and I'm still trying to find NBA Street 2. Well, actually, the first and the second, really, but 2 specifically is the one I remember the most.
And if you don't hear EA Big when you boot it up, what's the point?
Then you're not even
honestly.
playing a sports game, really.
Yeah.
You're just playing some false imitation, some false prophet. So then my sealed copy of Persona 4 showed up, which was cool. Happy that wasn't a big ruse, because it went to 5 different states other than Texas.
I still think it was, but hey, my theories will just rest with me. I think,
dude, I mean, you might be right. It was open when I got it. The package was open. The game was still sealed, which is the important part, but the package itself was opened and then put into a different package. So I don't know. Maybe they thought there was something going on in there, but as far as I can tell, it's Persona 4.
Yeah.
So in the other, I bought ATV Off-Road Fury 4, also the non-greatest hits one, which this one weirdly enough was sealed also, but this one I got at the store, but I didn't, because they saran wrap all their games, I didn't realize this one was actually properly sealed, which kind of sucks because this is a good game, but hey, is what it is. You can't, you can't be upset when you get that deal.
Yeah, you can't play them all, I guess.
What's that?
Said you can't play them all, I guess.
I guess not. Or what I could do is, I guess, by now that I have a fat PS4 or PS2, I mean, I could potentially mod the drive in that and find some copies of these games I have sealed and put them on there, since I technically own them. I don't know if they give a hubbub about that. Next one is Micro Machines V4, which is the follow-up to V3, but the other Micro Machines game, the proper one, is better than this game, but I hadn't seen this one and I don't remember it, so I figured I would grab it, because I was a big fan of the Micro Machines toys growing up, and I didn't really play the games when I was younger, so I figured I would give those a try. And then this is Big Mother Truckers, which is the horny version of
hell yeah,
18-wheeler. What is it? Yeah, 18-wheeler, the American Pro Trucker, which is a Sega kind of crazy taxi game, except instead of picking people up, you're delivering shit. Big Mother Truckers is more of like a proper racing game. Like, you can drift in that big ass truck and some other stuff. So that one's like more of an arcade racer.
Yeah.
But that was what I thought I was getting when I was buying 18-wheeler, which I remember both of them, but I couldn't remember which was the one I was actually looking for. So next one would be Arctic Thunder, which was sort of like Hydro Thunder, but with snowmobiles. Pretty fun, actually. Midway made a lot of good arcade racing games for its time. And
Hydro Thunder is my
Midway
favorite.
one.
Yeah.
I do. There is a PlayStation 2 Midway Arcade Classics game that has like Hydro Thunder, Arctic. There's like all of those on it, and I'm trying to find that because I want that. There's like 6 of them. Though the other, and it was Cruising San Francisco, which is one of my favorite ones also. Of the Cruising series. But yeah, in the worst box I've ever seen though. It's like literally the plastic is like deteriorating. I don't know what it is about PlayStation 2 games. But so many of them get left in the goddamn sun. I have seen so many PS2 boxes that the artwork is completely faded, and I don't know how that happens. Because I don't see it on GameCube or Xbox, but on PlayStation 2 games, I see them sun-dried constantly, and I don't know.
I wonder if they just sat in a window at a store forever or something. I don't. Yeah.
It could be that. Yeah. I mean, it could easily be that. This was a really interesting game, and a boy named Kyle Jones apparently owned this copy of this game, so shout out to Kyle Jones for selling that to someone. But it's Kinetica. It's kind of Sony's pseudo answer to Extreme G, even though Extreme G was on the PlayStation 2. One of them was anyway.
Yeah.
But Kinetica was like your hands go. You have 4-wheel like bicycle wheels, like 2 on your hands, 2 on your feet, but you connect them together to make that. But in the air, you can like spread out and do like stunts and shit. It was a fun game. And you could drifting was cool because you're just holding your wheel. I don't know. It just the animation stuff. It was a really neat game.
Yeah, it seems unique for
I'm
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and I'm all about. I really love racing games. I think because my family is all mechanics, and my grandfather still does drag racing and shit in his 80s. I didn't care for the physical racing, but damn, I'll play a racing game until the day I die. I love fucking racing games. Actually, speaking of those, the old C Dove here. I don't know what his real name is. His last name is Dove, but shout out to C Dove for selling Island Extreme Stunts, Lego Island Extreme Stunts.
All right.
Made by Electronic Arts. It came out after Lego Island 2, I believe, and it's kind of an interesting timepiece because it's sort of the start of the mold for the more normal Lego games, like the ones that are current, like the Telltale and onward. Lego Island and 1 and 2 were kind of that way. 2 a little bit more, but this one's like third person. You're collecting like the Lego pieces and stuff. It's like open world ish. Then you go to the like racing challenges and stuff in between. It's alright. I haven't played a lot of it. I'm kind of saving that one because I don't know it, and I kind of want to make a video about that one just because I've never seen it, so I'd like a kind of a first introduction to it.
Yeah.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which is like one of the better Star Wars games out there next to like Battlefield and stuff, kind of around the same time, or Battlefront 2, I mean.
Yeah.
But you just play as a bounty hunter. You play as Django Unchained, and you just sort of save the South as the South of Endor. As this guy. But yeah, no, it's alright. It's pretty good third person shooter. It has some interesting mechanics to it. Kind of stealthy, but not exactly.
Yeah. I remember liking that game.
And we got actually I'll do all these 3 together because they're basically the same game. But it's the Getaway, Black Monday, and then Driver 3.
Driver 3
they're all
so
kind
good. I loved Driver 3.
Dude, what I'm really trying to find is Driver San Francisco, but they've like removed it from the PC, and I can't remember what system it actually came on initially.
Yeah, I think that was a 360.
I think it was it might have been 360 PS3 era, but Driver San Francisco was dope because that was the one where you could just teleport into different vehicles the whole time.
Yeah.
So you could like teleport into a vehicle, like your car would still race, and then you would like teleport to the car in front, and then just like turn it around and run straight into everybody that you're fighting, and then teleport back into your car because you're some kind of weird ethereal dick. And then the Getaway is like I don't know, it's kind of like the Italian Job, kind of like GTA, kind of like LA, Streets of LA, Streets of New York, LA Crimes, whatever that was, Dead to Rights. Every game that came out after Grand Theft Auto 3 did super good, they were like, we all got to make one of these. So yeah, Getaway is actually, I think, developed by Sony. So that was the kind of interesting one that they both were. So yeah, those are all right. Coming down to the end, we got a little bit left. Smuggler's Run, which was Rockstar's.
It's a good game.
Sort of, kind of that game also, but not. It was more of a. I guess you were just drug runners, really.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got shot at and whatnot. Tekken Tag, which is my favorite Tekken game. I think a lot of people's favorite Tekken game for a lot of reasons. It was cool, and having I don't know, any longevity to fighting games because they can go really quick. Having multiple characters always makes fighting game pretty fun.
I played the shit out of Tekken Tag at the skating rink by my house when I was a kid.
Well, we can test your metal at the LAN, I guess.
Yeah.
I can bring that PS3 Slim anywhere. It's so convenient. It's so small. Everybody should get a PS2 Slim or whatever. I can't say the right version of PlayStation this entire time. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've said
it's been a different one every time. Yeah.
But the right one And that's I just want to hey, shout out to Sony for having the same name every time, but just a different number behind it.
Yeah, they really
it's
haven't
somehow more
that
and
much
less
up.
confusing than the Xbox's nomenclature, and definitely more and less than Nintendo's, which nobody can name a console right. What can you say? Unless
Yeah.
unless you only make one console and then stop. Like the Dreamcast, the Mega Drive, the Genesis. You all knew which one you were talking
Jaguar.
about.
Yeah.
Jaguar?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your grandmother had an easy time getting the Sega Mega Drive, but she had a tough time getting that Wii U. I know it. That's because nobody bought one. It's all because grandmothers everywhere had trouble. And I got Prince of Persia: Sands of Time because I've heard that remake's not looking hot, and I really liked the first Prince of Persia game. I thought it was really cool at the time. Although actually, PlayStation 2 was the era where I did it fucking again. PlayStation 2 was the era where you got a lot of slow-mo games, like the start of Max Payne or Max Payne 2. I guess Max Payne 1 was on the regular, but Max Payne 2 and Enter the Matrix. So it actually is a big time for slow-mo. And then another fighting game I got was Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, which they had both, but I went with this one because it seemed to be like I was like, oh, it's probably one with all the characters, and I was like, oh right, DLC didn't exist back then,
Exactly.
so it already did.
Well, yeah, kind of.
This could have been like a, Street Fighter Turbo or whatever, where there's like here's more characters or whenever they do like. I don't know anything about Street Fighter, so I'm talking about ass. But whenever they make another fighting game and they go, here's the edition that has all the characters.
Yeah, because that was popular in arcades. Like with arcade machines, you would get like a deluxe edition of the arcade cabinet with like extra character stages, whatever the fuck.
Sure.
So yeah, you're probably right.
This one has the Dragon of Dojima in it and his dead brother. No, I don't know who these people are, but it kind of looks like a great value
Yakuza game. Yeah, it kind of has that
Yakuza
vibe.
characters there. Okay, and then I've never played this, but I've heard it's the best one of the bunch, which is Star Ocean End of Time, which I've heard is the best Star Ocean game.
My fiance loves that game. My fiance is in love with that game. Yes. Yeah, she talks about it a lot. I keep trying to so like apparently that's the best one because like I'll be like, oh, they got this other Star Ocean game on the Switch, or oh, I have the Star Ocean game on the PSP, and I'll show it to her. She's like, no, that's the bad one. And I'm like, okay, well, fucking never mind.
Yeah, apparently they're all not great except for this one. And I should have gotten it like a week before because they had like a collector's boxed one. That was the same price, and this, for whatever reason, is the disc that was in, like the disc and book from that one, because the cover for the non-collectors is different than this. But yeah, it's weirdly one of the few PlayStation 2 games that has 2 discs also, which is pretty extreme, because the disc sizes were pretty decent sized on the PS2.
If I remember right, that game's like fully voiced and has some cool cutscenes and stuff. I never played it, but it always looked really neat.
I would say the sound is probably a big part of it. Because sound files seem to be pretty big on these things. Okay, and I regret this. But this
boy, I was gonna say if you skip over these, I'll never forgive you.
I saved it for the end because I figured you would need 4.5 hours to go through the talking about them.
Oh, I'll do my best not to.
And I have to reiterate, these were completely only purchased because of the fact that it was buy one get one free. Because these are stupid expensive for what they are, bad games. But I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I swear.
I can't remember what the deal was, but I remember you said if I bought these, you would play some other game that you refused to play. But I can't remember what it was now. But maybe it was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon. No, wait, hold on. We'd have to go back. We'd have to because I don't remember. But
I don't either.
Oh no! I said if you gave God of War. On the PS4
3.
Or God of the reboot or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you play the Kingdom Hearts games, I'll play whatever you want. But I love those.
So I got what is it? 1, 2, and then /chain 38 memories, Mockingbird Lane, whatever this one is, and Yeah, Chain of Memories. I guess Chain of Memories was the Game Boy one, right?
It was the Game Boy Advance game that they ported. So I talked about that. Like, I like the art and look of the sprites and stuff in the Game Boy game. The assets from the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories PS2 remake are just from the first Kingdom Hearts game, so it loses a little bit of charm in the translation, but all the mechanics are still there. Sure. Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, that's actually a really fun game. Like, yeah, the card stuff's interesting. I like it quite a bit.
Well, if it's a card battler, I'm interested.
Yeah.
And I guess here in the next, I don't know, 15 years when I decide to finally fire up Kingdom Hearts, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, I was going to say look at the covers, because the cover of Kingdom Hearts, I love the cover of Kingdom Hearts 1. It looks so good. Like, it has like this kind of shimmery, like, kind of look on it.
It does look really nice. I won't lie to you. I mean, for a baby's game, yeah, it does look pretty good.
Dude, it just had allure to it. Like, I just remember seeing that.
I know.
And being like, what the fuck is this? And yeah, that was... Yeah, I love the cover of Kingdom Hearts 1. I would love like a poster of it, because it just the art's really
well,
nice.
I mean, just look at your tattoo.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right. I got a Kingdom Hearts tattoo on the back, and it's all
you got that whole
it's all
city
13
on your back, dude.
Yeah, it's all 13 members of the organization, and they're crossed out because I beat all of them in the games.
Did you? Yeah, full color art book too. I mean, if you got Square and Disney money behind it, you got to imagine they were trying to do something big.
Yeah.
The second one is like still has a shine, but it's definitely not as cool as that first one.
Yeah,
I think something about that blue scale just is not. It's just real. It's real striking. This is just kind of looks like any other RPG.
Yeah, and then the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is just like the art. Like, it looks like concept art that they put on the cover.
Do you know what BVG Games is? Buena Vista Games? I've not heard of them before.
I mean, that was like Disney. That was Disney Interactive, I believe. Like,
Well, the second one says Buena Vista Games. The first one has Disney Interactive on it. So I'm curious as to what that was.
Yeah, I know.
They made Yo World and Yo World Mobile. That's cool. That's Big Viking.
Yeah, Buena Vista Games. Yeah, Disney
Buena
Interactive.
Vista Game. Oh, okay.
And they went under right after like Disney Infinity.
Did they? Yeah. Well, hey, R.I.P. Did they make the N64 N64? What is that? Toy Story games or the PlayStation Toy Story games? Because I see Toy Story 3 down there. I'm curious if they did the other ones, because those were pretty decent.
I'll say Toy Story 2 is a fantastic game. It's actually a
it's
really
not bad.
good game.
Yeah, it's really not bad. I was gonna say I remember it being pretty good. Same with the first like Rugrats game, or Rugrats in Paris 2 was actually kind of all right. Like, they were surprisingly good for what they were.
Oh, it was a Traveler's Tales joint. Of course it was. Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are these guys still current?
Yeah, they're TT games now.
I guess
they still do the Lego
Telltale.
shit.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Oh no, TT. Yeah, that's different than Telltale. Right. Okay.
Yeah, Traveler's Tales. Yeah, they do all the Lego games now. That's basically all they do. But
I get, actually, now that I'm looking at the third or Chain of Memories is kind of similar to. It's kind of a mix between both cover styles.
Yeah, that's a different cover art than I remember. But yeah, that looks actually pretty nice.
I will say this one's the only one out of the lot that's missing the book, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Not the only one, but I think most of the other one. I think there's only one other one that didn't. Yeah. I'll get to him at some point. Maybe I'll record myself making fun of him.
I mean, I'll say this.
I don't know. Yeah,
they're good games. The final mix versions of those games, though, that are on PC are infinitely better, just in terms of content, and the Proud difficulty is really nice. Like, the game is overall pretty easy, but Proud definitely adds a layer of difficulty that makes it more fun to me. But anyway.
Well, because as soon as you start playing it, it just streams out your gameplay to everyone around you, so they get to make fun of you while you're doing it, and that's sort of the extra challenge, is that they're like, "Oh, dude, I can't believe you're playing freaking."
I'll be real with you. I still have not played the PC version.
I know you haven't. And you got no need to because you played the other one. I also like that comes off of your sales pitch for the PC version. You're like, it's
whoa,
better.
no,
I've
because I
never
was
touched
playing it and then I got I got goofed on so much that I was like, maybe I shouldn't play Kingdom Hearts. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Oh, I hate that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to break your stride, dude. I didn't mean to take the wind out of your goofy sails.
This fucking guy. Yeah.
Oh man, I feel bad about that. I mean, I can pick another game I'll rip on you for. That one, I'll leave that one alone for now.
Gex. You can make fun of me for Gex.
Gex is good though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. Never mind. I was gonna say,
it's so funny.
You should find the Sopranos game for the PS2 just to own it.
Oh, I've been looking.
Okay, good.
Because that and the Warriors, even though the Warriors is actually good.
The Warriors is a good game.
Yeah,
the Warriors is actually a really good game.
And I'm trying to find Gungrave is another one I think that they made a PS2 game for that I had that was pretty good.
Dirge of Cerberus
is another one.
Yeah, we were saying it at the same time.
They're kind of the same game. Just one is like I think Dirge of Cerberus is better and has better production, but the Gungrave looks cool.
Yeah.
There's also a Cowboy Bebop game, but I don't know if it's in Japan only or not. I can't remember. But yeah, that's all those for this week. We'll have and I ordered Freak Stylers because as soon as we talked about it, I was like, I gotta find it, and somebody had it for like $6. So I was like, okay, done.
Done. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, done. No problem. I can stop looking for that one. I want to play that one anyway.
I mean, I guess before we get on to the other stuff, I'll say
a titty bit of news.
Going Medieval came out. They released a roadmap. That game is basically trying to be a clone of RimWorld, which, for better or less, is like actually pretty nice. Because like I like RimWorld and its mechanics, but I always thought like the art in RimWorld's perfect. Like it's fine for what it is. It's serviceable, but it definitely felt like, okay, what if somebody could take the mechanics of this and like apply it to like a sim style, like kind of engine or whatever. And yeah, I really like Going Medieval. They released a roadmap, which after
that's pretty extensive. Wow.
Yeah, and that's almost like a detriment to it, kind of. Because the game is like really good for what it is now, but essentially all it is now is like you get raided occasionally, you build a farm, you mine, but like the relationship stuff from like a RimWorld isn't there. The like some of the deeper like personality traits of like the villagers isn't quite there. Research.
So you're saying wait until the week it's about to launch. Then buy it.
Probably.
Discounted.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I threw him a bone because I played it for like 20-something hours when it was in that free weekend. So I was like, yeah, I'll stick with this. Like, RimWorld I bought.
Oh, did you? I wish I'd have known that it had one.
Yeah. RimWorld I bought in like beta 8 by the time beta 8 rolled around. And yeah, sticking with RimWorld was a really good decision. But that's ultimately what kind of drove my purchase there. Is just like, I see what these guys are doing. It's good. It's not. It doesn't seem like a cash grab. Doesn't seem janky. Doesn't seem like they're trying to harp on RimWorld too much. But like, I always thought that foundation could be expanded on. So yeah, Going Medieval, good game. Highly recommend it. But maybe wait for some of the later features. And it made me play RimWorld again, which. For better or worse.
I mean, you've only put 700 hours into that game, so
yeah, it just made me boot that up again. And goddamn, there's nothing like RimWorld, man. I mean, even after playing like Going Medieval, just everything that you can do, and that's the other part that makes it a little concerning, or not concerning, but the longevity of the game is that because the art in RimWorld is so rudimentary and like not the focus. Mods for that game are very easy for people who aren't art inclined to make. So
sure,
like there's a lot more mechanical mods for RimWorld than there are like, you know, expanded art, and like there is all that, but there's more room for people to delve into the mechanics of RimWorld in the background rather than worry about representing it in the game somehow. So anyway,
sure. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it looks really neat, though. I think I would give it I think it seems like something I would give a go to.
Yeah. If they get the relationship stuff, if they get the personality stuff right, if
I
they
mean,
can nail.
Can't you have sex in enough video games already?
Well, yeah, but I mean, what's the point, dude?
I mean, where does it end?
I
Is
mean,
my
what's the
question.
point? I mean, honestly,
I
that's
mean,
why I fell off Animal Crossing. I was like, where's the fucking? To be honest,
because you
like
couldn't
where?
do sex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where do I get to see
I get it.
cool boobies in Animal Crossing, and it never happened. So that's why I fell
Where do I
off.
get to see animal peebos? I get that. I really do get that. That's awesome.
And then
Did you play? That's not. Did you pick up Necromunda Hired Gun or no?
no, not yet.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't. I didn't either.
I saw some early reviews about like the technical aspect of the game is like pretty abysmal right now, but that could be fixed. I think
Sure.
if they nail like a lot of the stuff in patching, I'll probably end up getting it. And I'm actually looking forward to booting up Biomutant again because I want to see some of the improvements they made there.
Yeah, they're pretty good. It's like
they completely disabled the narrator. Like you can totally disable it now versus before.
yeah, and they said they sped up the intro to the game. Like it said that was it like you start getting actual loot sooner, and the quality of loot you get out of later stuff is better. Then
They cut the cutscenes down.
Yeah. I mean, basically every grievance I had is tweaked to some extent, if not fixed outright. So,
And after reading that, I wonder if I should just restart it at this point because I'm not that far in. I'm only like a couple hours into it, so maybe I just give it a go with like the new intro, like just see what they did to fix it.
I mean, it'd be cool to, it'd be worth it to see. I think maybe I would do that too. Actually, that would be an interesting thing to see it because I wouldn't hate playing another class also just to see what the major differences there, if any.
Yeah.
It's still fun. I mean, it's just I've been kind of doing, well, like we said, like that Breath of the Wild thing where it's like I'll kind of log in for like I don't know 30, 40 minutes, do a few camps, and then get back out and play something else or do another thing. So it's been a nice like pick up and go to. I mean, I'm not too far from the end, I don't think. It's kind of hard to tell because my percentage is still pretty low, but it seems like things are coming around. But I'm going to try to finish that this week because I would like to move on to putting more time into some other stuff. I would like to get it out of the way because I've enjoyed it, but
also, we got and this is why I fucking fell asleep earlier and why we started late because we got a TV in our room and I hadn't fucked with the Steam Link like in a very long time, so I dusted that fucking thing off. It took an update that took like fucking 2 hours to run. Like it was so out of date. Like not literally 2 hours, but it took a while for this update to finish on it. I gotta say, man, Steam Link is still very cool tech. Very, very neat.
Dude, I know, and I should have, when they had them for like $5, I should have actually ordered one.
I mean, I'm sure you can still find them pretty dirt cheap, but not officially after.
I would assume.
Yeah. But dude, I was playing Fable 3 like through Steam Link.
I saw you on that. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you're up to, but I did see that.
That thing
I saw
with a
that
wired
in the
connection,
so I assume,
is like the coolest, best like in-home streaming solution like ever. Like I don't know, like and yeah, it reminded me that they canceled production on it, so I thought I'd just mention it that like if you got one of those and you haven't used it in a minute, like bust it out, put a Ethernet cable in that thing and see what it performs like because there's nothing else like it. Because we got a Chromecast on that TV, and I was like, oh, can I do like some Moonlight or like NVIDIA Game Stream through Chromecast? None of that shit exists. You can play Stadia, but who else wants to do that?
yeah.
So,
damn, dude, these are. I should have got one when it was $5. I'll tell you that much.
How much are they now?
Well, this is only one of them. This one is $20, right? That's fine. That's not bad. But
Yeah, that's not
it's
too
$20 with fucking $14 shipping. This one's $47 with 12, and then they start going up to the hundreds, to the $220s for the and the controller, $125 for the controller by itself. Yeah, $90. I don't know if this is a scalper thing or just because it's completely gone, but how fucked is that? Because they were literally $5.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah, cool deal, dude. I love everybody so much. They're just so cool.
Yeah, but I'll definitely keep fucking with that thing. I'll say like one issue or one thing that's like kind of something I'm still trying to deal with is like it works really well for games that are running natively in Steam, and there's like tools like Glosk to like take like EXEs and WP games that you have installed and like put the Steam big picture overlay over them to make them streamable through Steam Link, but that process is like hit or miss. Because I wanted to just lay in bed and play Dragon Quest XI all day because I have that through Game Pass, and it works, but it's hitchier than I would like. But yeah, it works 100% good with like Steam proper games. So
sure.
Anyway, yeah, that was my fun little rabbit hole I went down today.
Man, if it did, I mean, it's not. Now I'm looking at these like I need it and I don't. My TV's literally right there.
Yeah, you could run like a DP to HDMI cable or something.
Yeah, I have an HDMI already plugged into it.
Yeah,
there's no need for it, but I like the option eventually.
Yeah, it's just impressive every time I boot it up, like that this thing even existed.
Yeah,
but yeah. I did want to shout out, before we get to news, a couple games that are on the horizon, one that's already out. All of these kind of have a theme. One of them is one that you sent me.
Yeah.
So I've been itching for like an Animal Crossing, like Harvest Moon style game.
That's what I was about to say. You pointed out that you're like itching for one, so I started seeing them pop up because our phones know us. So as soon as you said it in a text or something, it was like, oh, I'll find. Don't worry about those. I'll find you all those. Thanks for not. You didn't even have to ask. I'm like, okay. But
yeah, this game here is the Garden Path. It looks really cool. Has some cool art. It's like your typical like life sim, like, you know, it looks like a Stardew Valley with like a little bit more hand drawn kind of detail put to it. I don't know. It looks neat. Maybe I hope it's not one of those experiences where it's like the mechanics are like very shallow, but the art's really nice. Because there's been a lot of those games where it's like, fuck, man, like they really took their time making the art of this game, but like the core of the game, I just don't give a shit about.
Sure.
But this looks like it has potential. So that is coming out, I think, in July into early access, or it just says 2021 on the Steam page.
Dude, this is wild. I'm so sorry. I just went to adjust my mic, and the bottom clamp just went through my desk.
Oh,
it was crazy.
Okay, very cool.
I mean, it's like an IKEA, like, you know, one of those $40 tables. I've had it for just ever. But that's a little concerning.
Just a little bit.
That was a little bit much. So I gotta readjust this here.
All right. Yeah, let me know when you good. You good?
Yeah, I guess I'm fine.
Okay.
We'll see. I just can't believe. I mean, it is a straight up circle in this desk.
Uh-oh.
That's crazy. Hold on.
Might be time for a new one.
It is.
Are you seeing if you can get a picture of it?
I have a. Yeah. Hold up.
I want to see the crater in Kelly's desk, where he's patched it from all the times he's punched it. That's what he's not telling us. That's the end of the table that gets abused when he gamer rages.
That's what it is.
Yeah. All that sawdusted wood in the center is just compacted.
It's so blurry. It doesn't matter. It just looks crazy. It's just like a silver dollar size just punch in the bottom of this desk.
Hell yeah.
It's also, I blame not only the desk though, but this arm is also super tight, and I've loosened it a couple times, but it's like super sturdy. So every time I move it, my camera shakes a little bit.
I'm always worried about, because I have a glass top desk, and the arm I have is clamped on pretty tight, but it has nice padding and stuff. So, and the surface area is also pretty large. So, I hope it doesn't fuck up my desk. But anyway. This is another game that is already out that has had my attention for a minute. Some of the art's a little interesting. The animals aren't quite
That's a word for it.
Yeah. But it seems like a neat
I don't
game.
love the art style in this. It actually kind of just made me not get it because I was looking at it earlier and I was like, oh, that. And I think also if I hadn't have just started the newest Harvest Moon, I would probably grab it. But that game's pretty good on its own right, so I think I'm content for now.
What's interesting though is this is one guy making this. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's something. Yeah.
And so it's apparently like in early access. It's got like it's pretty feature heavy, but it also, I mean, it's early access, so take that with what you will. But
see, this is what I was interested in though, is then you could actually build furniture and stuff on your own.
Yeah.
I'm pretty into that. I
like the room decorating. Like it looks all like it looks like things Animal Crossing should have done. It looks like
yeah, I've heard of that game.
It just looks like things that maybe Animal Crossing should have done a little better this time around.
Hey, that's what they always say about Team 17, filling the void for games that you wanted but didn't get somewhere else. It's getting I mean, Team 17 doesn't make the greatest games. But they do make a lot of. They publish a lot of pretty good ones.
I mean, like like the Overcooked games. Like I don't know. I like Team 17 and Devolver also quite a bit because it seems like they're willing to take chances on interesting concepts, even though they don't always pay off.
No, they do. Yeah. I mean, you got like King of Seas. I mean, they did Golf with Friends, which is a phenomenal game. Narita Boy, Crown Trick I like quite a bit. I've been playing that one on the
really
Switch.
Cool actually. That's a really neat game.
I downloaded the demo. I haven't launched it yet though, but it seems pretty cool. What else we got? Team 17, they got some good ones.
Yeah, bangers for
Overcooked,
sure.
Main Assembly is good. Going Under is one of my favorite games. I just picked up the Survivalist on Switch also, which has been okay. Kind of waiting for its major update though that they've talked about. Neon Abyss is good. Yooka-Laylee, Blasphemous could have been better. Time of Porty is pretty. Yeah, honestly, most of these pretty bangers. Pretty good bangers. Escapist is good.
I just like publishers that take chances. Not all publishers are your EAs or your fucking Ubisofts or whatever.
Yeah, well, and that's why I was so excited for Biomutant because I was like, oh, we're getting back to weird again. Good, let's get some weird stuff. But it's kind of not that weird. It's kind of weird for the sake of just like, for the sake of being weird rather than being legitimately weird. Like it's like changing like we said before, but changing every name to something is like an easy way to seem weird, but it's kind of just dull.
Yeah. It's the lazy way to. It's like.
Like Sludge Life is a good example of a weird game that's just weird.
Oh yeah, Sludge Life's great. I love that. That's a cool little experience.
And that came out on Steam today. If you haven't played that, that's worth seeing. It was free on Epic forever, but you can get it on Steam if you want now. Actually, that Operation Tango game looks cool too, but I don't know what I didn't look enough at it, but it kind of seems like almost like one person's a spy and the other person is like their operator that's like telling you what's coming up. Like there's gonna be a trap here. There's gonna be that's kind of the idea, the vibe I'm getting from it.
What game is this?
Operation Tango.
Okay. I might be into that.
It's $20. It just came out, and it's got that same thing where there's a friend pass. So it's like if one person has it, the other person can do whatever.
Oh, that does seem neat. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, but that's the idea I get, is that someone's like directing you through what's about to happen.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you get like every movie basically where it's like you got 10 seconds to defuse this, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That could be cool. That could be really cool. And $20 seems like a really reasonable price for two people to have fun.
I guess the other game I wanted to shout out is the one you were telling me about.
Yeah, this one seems tight. Yeah,
yeah.
Look at how much better those animals look already, though.
Yeah, the art looks a lot better in this game. Like, not lying to you.
And granted, it's not one person. This is a Kickstarter, but so nothing against that one. But like I said, looking at that, I'm like, ooh, I see 4 different moves right there in the corner right there. That means we got some got some good combat coming. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So.
This actually reminds me a little bit of Fantasy Life, which I don't know if
kind
you.
of, yeah.
Dude, Fantasy Life I wish took off here more because there's like a mobile game for Fantasy Life that is essentially just like a better version of that 3DS game, and it's like more MMO like oriented, and I don't know. Fantasy Life is really cool. I just wish I played it when it came out because playing with people seemed like it would have been really neat. Because that's a game that has like pretty decent combat, but it's got like a bunch of different lifestyles and classes that you go between. It's one of the few games like that I thought handled those systems like pretty well, made all the jobs really unique. But this one looks good. Yeah, this looks like a Fantasy Life mixed with like Harvest Moon.
It kind of it reminds me a lot of like Rune Factory, because Rune Factory is like one of the ones that kind of has a good bit of decent combat. Like it's not the most amazing thing, which is where most of these games suffer that have both. Like it's just either really kind of boring or just very simplistic. Like like Moonlighter had a pretty good one, but that's kind of a different game. It's similar enough, I think. But
I actually liked the shopkeeper aspect of Moonlighter more than I liked anything else about it.
There is this like mobile game I used to play all the time, but it was like I think it was called Puzzle Forge maybe, but it was like a match 3 game, but you were matching you were matching crafting ingredients together to make better materials to then craft a better weapon, and then you would sell it at your storefront, or like specific people would come in and go, I need a bronze axe or whatever, so you'd use the puzzle system to make an axe.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think I played that
game
shit
was
too.
dope, man.
Yeah.
I played a lot of that. It was like one of the best phone games I played, really, because it was kind of before the monetization stuff really came in. It was just sort of a game on the phone that was pretty good.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that game was sick. I played a lot of that game. I would play that game. You know what? I would play that game now if that's the name of that game.
By the way, anything else that you wanted to kind of put on the radar before moving on, or?
Operation Tango was the one I saw that seemed the most interesting. There was also this roguelike game, another kind of card game. I haven't played it at all, but it's probably the game I will grab, which is Tainted Grail. This is the name of it. I don't know why the word taint is funny to me still, because I guess 6. But it seems it's like a card-based roguelike game, but that has like some grittier art. It kind of looks like Witcher-esque, I guess.
Yeah.
In a sense, I don't know if that's really the right turn of phrase.
No, this shit
it kind of
looks
looks like a shitty Warhammer game a little bit. It kind of looks like a cheap Warhammer game, but I don't think for the style of the combat that's really that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it looks bad either, I guess, really. I just, with that, the actual gameplay looks fine. Those cutscene, they look a little, or not cutscene, but that kind of menu stuff, but either way. Yeah, it seems kind of neat. I don't know. It's probably, like I said, it's probably the one I'm going to pick up because I'm a sucker for any turn-based game. Oh, actually, that reminds me, on the Switch, and it's already been out for a while, but they're like pushing a big update here soon. Alder's Blood is another kind of interesting roguelike.
Alder's Blood?
Yeah. It's like a roguelike tactical sort of deal. But it has to do with like, instead of like cone of vision, there is like a cone of vision, but it's more the animals have like your scent is picked up, so they're like wind direction plays in when you move and stuff. So there's like it's like a tweak-ish on kind of Darkest Dungeon in a way, but it's more of like, this style of combat instead of that row style combat.
Yeah.
So it's neat, but I've heard it's got some issues, but it was like really cheap on the Switch, so I was like picking it up just for because they've got like a big 2.0 plan for it that should overhaul a lot of the issues people have had with it.
Nice. Yeah. I like the look of it. It looks like a clay game almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
It has like that almost that same kind of look, like hand drawn kind of.
Oh
look.
yeah, like Clay. Yeah. Clay Entertainment.
Yeah,
you're right.
Not like Clay Fighter.
Yeah. No. Like I think it's clear. I think it's clear, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
Usually.
but either
are.
way, yeah, like Grifflands, which Grifflands is really good. Hey, go fuck yourself. There was
I thought I could
there was
sneak that one by.
No, you can't, dude. You're not gonna sneak nothing past me, dude. You little silent but deadly. There was did you play Bomberman R, the free game that came out?
Oh,
on,
dude. I
on
downloaded
Switch?
it. I haven't played it yet. I'm willing to try it because I like Bomberman R, but I always played it like, fuck, this is kind of just Bomberman. Bomberman single player is like just, you know. It is
What
it is.
if it was a roguelike, or what if it was a battle royale game?
I'm into that. I'm into that. It seems pretty neat.
Get excited because it's a battle royale game, but I think you only do 4 people at a time.
Well, you know that's kind of just Bomberman. It's kind of just Bomberman.
It is. It's like I think it's Bomberman. It's there's 64 people spread out into 4 people each game, and it's sort of set up the same way that the other ones have been, like Mario Run, or not Mario Run, but Mario's 100 or whatever they're calling those, and Tetris 99, Mario whatever. So it's kind of another one of those sort of, but this one's different because you can get DLC for Bomberman, you can get cosmetics for Bomberman.
This is what
There's
bums me out.
Bomberman abilities, and you can play as Solid Snake, you can play as Pyramid Head.
So
and you can pay money for those good characters.
I booted it up and I was at least looking at that stuff. I have Super Bomberman R. All of those skins are in that game. It's just
for free.
Yeah, it's just included with that game. Like, so Bomberman R Online came out on Stadia as a Stadia exclusive for a while, and now it's out on other platforms.
Right.
But for the people that bought Super Bomberman R, you're kind of burned in a way. I know that game came out a while ago, like it was a launch title for Switch or whatever, but that game has all that like cosmetic content and shit just built in the game.
Was it a good game though? Like I remember it not being received all that well. I mean, I think it was like some camera stuff, maybe.
Because it kind of skews the camera a little bit. Like it's not like exactly like a top down. Like it's kind of like an asymmetrical view. The art is really nice. Like it's a Bomberman game. Like the thing about it is like it's an arcade style original Bomberman game. It's not like, you know, Bomberman 64 or like Bomberman 2 or any of those. It's like that original Bomberman concept. And I think that single player only gets you so far. Like the thing about Bomberman 2 and Bomberman 1 or Bomberman 64, Bomberman Generations, all those games. I'm a big fan of the Bomberman titles, but those games are built with single player in mind. With Super Bomberman R, like you really want to be playing against other people, or at least like have some kind of cooperative stuff. At least in my opinion. But yeah, Bomberman's fantastic. I have nothing against it. I do want to try out that online though. Seems like it's pretty neat.
It seems cool, yeah. I'll give it another shot because I only played like 1 or 2 matches, and again, I did it like very late at night. It was like one of those things where like I'm about to go to bed. I'm gonna fire something up really quick before I'm drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for games. Would you want to take a $5 before we get into the news, and then get after it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I will put the away message up, and we can just edit all this later.
Yeah, I'm leaving it in. I'm gonna leave 5 minutes straight into that YouTube video.
Hell yeah.
Tutti fruity, all Rudy.
All right, be right back.
Hey, check it out, boy.
All right. We are back. Oh, you got it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it had free, Prime delivery today. So they said before 10, but as you can see, it's 11:30. So, but hey, it feels, dude. There's some weight to this thing. This thing feels really nice. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Hey, download Tekken 7. Maybe we'll fuck around. maybe I'll bust my fight stick out.
Okay. Yeah. I'm totally down. Yeah, I've never owned a fighting stick. I've never used one.
By the
So
way, you working
outside
tomorrow?
of yeah, till
Oh,
3,
okay.
and then I'm playing Scrabble.
I
But I'm
got you.
serious. I'm going to play Scrabble after work. But I am off Friday, and then so tomorrow night I'll probably be back like at 7 or 8 maybe.
Cool. Yeah, I'll download a fighting game. We can fuck around and find out.
I'll
All right.
download Tekken 7. I've also got Soul Calibur,
I don't have 5
whatever the.
or 6 or whatever it is that's out. Yeah, I don't have it.
Wow. I guess we could try Dragon Ball Z. I can get my ass handed to me again.
Yeah, I am not good at that game. I just happen to know what
Yeah,
some of the buttons do.
Yeah. Well, maybe since the Tekken I've forgotten, and well, I'm sure you'll still win, but that's fine.
All right. Well, let's get back to it. We got a couple things to talk about. Nothing too crazy. We'll maybe be quick, but hey, I want to give you some flashbacks if you're cool. If you're cool with that,
Okay.
I want to just give you a taste of what last Wednesday was like. Let me. Yeah, here we go. If you want to know what hell sounds like, I think it sounds a little bit like a translator trying to translate two different people
Yeah.
at the same time.
So we discussed this a little bit last week, but we didn't actually play anything from it because it was like at the tail end of the show. But we really did want to talk about it because we both watched it live together, and it was very silly and hard to follow. On top of them not really giving us anything at all for the for the U.S. They were just like, tune in at this time so you can figure out what Japan gets and what you can't have, which is everything. 'Cause fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I'll just play a little bit of
And,
it, just so everybody who didn't see. So they did a Dragon Quest presentation. Pretty big deal if you live in Japan, like Kelly was saying. But yeah. So here's a little bit of what it sounded like. Let me unmute it.
Ooh, this is okay. Real quick, I'm sorry. I just noticed it because I looked down.
Go ahead.
We'll definitely get into this. This is super cool though. I didn't realize this. So it has the adapter, like the USB one, right? The wireless adapter. But what it also has is it has a USB Type C in there, but it also has a cover so that it locks in the cable to the box. So it's like you put the cable in. That's cool, man.
That's a big thing with a lot of the fight sticks. Like the one I have, the Hori, the big one, has like a whole cable compartment built into it, so you can just stretch the cable that you need, and you're not sitting there with like 20 feet of slack.
That's cool. That's a really good addition. I didn't realize that's how that was set up.
Yeah. You're gonna love that
I'm
thing,
excited.
man. You're
I'm
going.
excited.
You're about to go into a MAME rabbit hole too. I see it happening.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I see you getting into an arcade emulation rabbit hole real quick.
Maybe I don't know. There's a few things I want to try. Like I said, I definitely want to try and play Monster Hunter with it and see how that goes. Because I think I've mentally mapped it out to where I can make that happen. Yeah. It's gonna be a little weird, but I think I can do it. Because I'll have no camera control, but I think with the auto target, I can make it happen. We'll see. We'll see about it.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the hellscape.
On to Dragon Quest. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear it. That's the problem.
Oh, you can't hear it at all?
No,
Oh, shit.
That's gonna be a problem for now and for the upload.
Well, if everybody can hear it on stream, you can at least hear. You can.
I'll turn on the stream sound and I'll get a little delay with it, and that'll be enough for me, I guess. It's crazy. This is just, it's so severe. So if you can't tell what's happening, which is understandable, it's basically they have one lady translating two of these dudes, and they're both super amped, and you cannot, there's no way that anyone could follow this and say what both people are doing. It's just a lot. It's a lot to ask someone to try and do. But I think it is so funny that someone tried. But I feel for her though. It's gotta be rough.
Yeah. Listening back to it's giving me a headache. But the thing is, you're watching it hoping for some news, and they reveal a couple trailers, and then you get to like them talking about it. And you can't glean any information out of what they're saying. What I understand about what they're saying is they can't wait for it. It looks cute. It does something different than the other Dragon Quest games, and that's it. Those are the things that I understand from the conversation and the translations that they're having.
I think you covered it.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I guess for the announcements, like I'll play this just on stream real quick. So they're doing a 2D, 3D remake. You know, a la Octopath Traveler. You know, it looks like one of those. Which is pretty cool.
Which I love that. I mean, I love that art style. So I mean, I'd be cool to. I mean, we don't get to see it because it's in Japan only. But it would be cool if we.
They confirmed this one is coming west. They confirmed this one. Really, the only games that aren't coming is the online, and I think that mobile game is still going to be Japan exclusive. But I also think that they said that online, offline, whatever, Dragon Quest X offline is coming to the West.
Okay, well that's all right. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, I get why because it's never been near as big as it is over there. But there's definitely a good following for it over here.
Yeah, I mean, like Dragon Quest X, I see like footage of it, like because I was like, hey, like I know that people did the work for PSO2 to like English patch that thing. I wonder if people are doing the same effort for 10. The answer is they aren't. But it does look interesting, at least. Like I would like to try it. I don't think I would like get super into it or whatever. And then at the very tail end of the stream, they also announced Dragon Quest 12, which apparently is going to be not your mom's Dragon Quest game.
Dude, this time it's getting real. This time you've got amnesia. You're in high school. There's a child that you gotta save. You're the chosen one.
This time,
this one.
Korn's doing the soundtrack.
This time, the slimes are green mostly instead of blue. But that's what's going on in the
and they have
this time.
Angry eyes because it's an adult's Dragon Quest.
This is your aunt and uncle's Dragon Quest. This time the monsters fight back, so I can't wait.
It reminded me I need to finish Dragon Quest 11, and I played quite a bit of that game over my week off.
I saw you on there a couple different times.
It's a fantastic game.
It seems really cool. The sale almost got me, but I've still realized I won't play it anytime soon, so I'll just keep waiting. It'll keep getting cheaper.
I mean, I have it on through Game Pass. I was hoping that it was going to be on the eShop sale, but it's not. Like, it's only on sale on Steam.
Yeah, the eShop one is only like the original ones, which is weird because they're just like, hey, we just announced. I mean, I kind of get it, but it is weird to be like, hey, we're remastering all those, but you can buy the original ones, I guess, even though it doesn't matter because you're gonna want to play this one anyway, and you're like, yeah. So that is silly. Yeah,
they just discounted Builders and those original games. I would have probably.
I did grab Builders 2 for the PC because it was even cheaper on Humble. I think it was down to like 20.
If that game has online with the Game Pass version, I'd like to see what the multiplayer is like in that game. It's apparently a different mode.
Sure. To be honest, the performance is kind of bad. It has like some really weird frame pacing issues. It seems like is what's going on because there's like a lot of jitter to the camera movement and stuff, and it's also locked at 60 frames, which may have some tie-in with why that's the case.
I haven't had any
it also
performance
doesn't have ultra-wide support either, but.
Yeah, I haven't had. That's the other thing about 11 that sucks is that it doesn't have ultra-wide, like true ultra-wide support. You can put it in like the resolution, but it still letterboxes it. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with the Game Pass version of Builders. I don't know if it's
I'm gonna try to play it windowed instead of full screen with that. Maybe that'll do something. Like if I could just play it at 1080 or something in a window. I haven't given that a try. I haven't played a ton of it. I've just kind of tampered with it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll end up playing more 11. I got to a pretty neat part in the game, and then, dude, I got to a point where I had to do the Dragon Quest thing and grind on Slime Highland for like an hour and a half.
And I'm sure that was a good day for you.
It was, dude. So you can put them in auto, like you can put everybody, like the tactic, you can set everybody to like auto combat essentially. So I would just run in and just kind of let the AI do its thing. I would just watch the fights. But yeah, so that was.
I've heard that Dragon Quest 11 is a good substitute for the UFC. So if you just want to watch some fights, you can just kind of sit there and let that roll.
Yeah, you can also like Joe Rogan does commentary for the Dragon Quest UFC fights.
I was about to say I'm pretty sure Dana White bought Square Enix not that long ago. So it's just gonna be UFC games from here on out. It's Final Fantasy 45. Final Fight cage match. The time is now is the full title of that game. 100% exactly what it is.
That's why it's
because I knew.
That's why it's an adult. It has a tap out logo on the back of the case too.
It's an Xbox exclusive, so it's the only console strong enough or man enough to have a UFC game. So.
Yeah. You get a parachute in Warzone that looks like a slime when you buy it on the Xbox.
I actually saw. There's this news article that was saying that like the more about almost exactly 50% of PlayStation owners are female, which is cool. And I realized when I was reading, I was like, yeah, duh, because the fucking Xbox was a boner. Like the company was just a boner. Like they're just like drink Doritos, drink Mountain Dew, shoot space guns, fucking fight each other, play football, and you're like, yeah. No wonder girls weren't super geared towards that. Like our console's the same colors as fucking Monster Energy. Mm-hmm. Come fuck us. And you're like, yeah.
I also think that like the handheld market is not predominantly a female market, but I think that they're like a large percentage of players on handheld markets are usually women gamers. So like,
yeah, well,
I think the PSP Nintendo was super popular with them too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, Nintendo, I think for having games that are like, and this is no discredit to girls at all. I just want to say that, or women either. But like, there are a lot of games on the Switch that appeal. It's the same thing I have with the Wii U. Is like, or the Wii is like to people. There's a lot of games that appeal to people that don't really play games that often.
Yes.
So even if you're not, like, my mom bought a Wii. I don't know why, but she owns a Wii. And it's still legitimately set up on their TV. I couldn't tell you what they do with it, but they have it. So
they still got that Netflix disc in that thing.
No, I think it's Wii Fit, to be honest with you. And Wii Bowling. My mom bought a Wii bowling ball controller that was at a flea market. It's just you put the Wiimote in a bowling ball, and that's all it is. But
that's the thing, man. Like, I remember when the Wii came out, if you showed Wii Sports to adults, like people who didn't fucking play games, dude, they were hooked. Like,
oh, they're like, I've been out drinking at bars. Hell yeah, put that in.
Yeah, is this like like Top Golf? Hell yeah. Is this like Buck Hunter? Yeah.
Where's the ball I spin? Give me
a Golden Tee. No, Golden Tee is the arcade machine at bars.
Yeah, Golden Tee is.
Is it like Golden Tee? Can I put my initials in? Where do I put my credit card on this thing?
Speaking of that, that's one of the another whale is trying to find a decent light gun controller priced well, because Time Crisis on the PS2 is pretty good, all of them, and there's a House of the Dead, I think. Light guns are expensive, and I've heard they also don't work with HD TVs that well, or if at all.
No, you have to get there's. I think like Mayflash or like some other companies make essentially sensor bars that kind of work like you're shooting into a CRT or whatever, but it takes a little bit of setup. So that's worth looking into. There is a light gun company that was like hyped up either a year or two back that were bringing like actual like good quality light guns back to PC. So that's worth looking into as well. But anyway, Kelly, did you know that there's a new Nintendo Switch?
Are you kidding me? They're gonna do that?
I mean, allegedly. We can't say for sure until it comes from the horse's mouth, but it's all anybody's talking about. Like, this is like...
It really, dude, it legitimately has been. There's been, like, no other realistic news, even though there's been some announcements and stuff, but yeah, it's like... It's all I'm hearing about, and I just would like them to do something. I mean, I'm sure they will here soon.
I mean, that's the thing. This article's like piggybacking off of an announcement. So essentially they came out and said, hey, here's our E3 like live stream dates. Here's when we're doing announcements, and it's focused on exclusively on software. That was like their big thing in that like post. There's still room for them to do like a separate like preview of like, hey, we are making a new Switch, and honestly, I think at this point, whatever they put out is going to sell. Like, I don't think that they have to announce something before E3 for people to like want it, because
they don't have to announce it until they could literally go, oh, hey, the Switch Pro's in stores now, and everyone and shits. That's all. They don't have to do or say anything really.
Yeah.
It's pretty miraculous that they have this ability to just not have to do anything, and everything they have will just fly off a shelf.
I mean, last week that shit hit like fever pitch. Like, it was like Friday, like there were a bunch of insiders and like people who like have credible, in the past at least, credible like sources and leaks have been like, hey, stay tuned to news sites on Friday, stay tuned to Nintendo social networks on Friday, something's gonna happen, and then nothing happened.
I thought you were saying like 2 days from now. I'm like, oh, that's exciting, but no, you meant like last week. Then
yeah. And there was like an Amazon, Mexico listing for like a placeholder Nintendo product that people went nuts about.
There was one in the UK also, I think.
Some distribution company in France had like some SKU for it. So I know it's happening.
We all do.
It's just
a matter of. It's really just a matter of them putting the fucking thing up, and then anyone being able to buy it that's not a scalper is really all that I needed. I need to find out how that happens. That's really it.
I do think it's funny that they were like, "Hey, it's software only," and then every news site was like, "Oh, by this you mean we need to talk about the new Switch?" Because like that's what this whole article is.
Yeah.
June 15th.
Well, because that's.
Pacific.
I mean. The games are going to come either way. The console refreshes don't happen that often, so it's definitely more exciting. Like, the games are always going to come out, but yeah. Oh, this is an interesting one. Nintendo wants to know if you would fork out $50 for a new WarioWare game.
Yeah, I would. What are you talking about?
Because they're saying there's like a survey from Nintendo, and there was one question that was very specific that just says, would you pay $49.99 for a WarioWare game? But yeah, a lot of people would.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you
WarioWare Gold was great. They should re-release that on Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, just re-release the Switch on the Switch. How about that? How about they just re-release?
Yeah.
Why don't they do this? Why don't they put Game Boy Advance games on their online service and stop fucking around and lying to everybody like they're gonna give us a game?
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, no, you're right. They really should. But a lot of companies have been like re-releasing like those games. Like Capcom's put out a couple collections of like GBA games. So I don't know, but they should do that. It's funny though, because this reminds me. I used to do a show with a friend of mine for a couple years. It was just like short form podcast where we talked games. And the NX rumors hit like such a pitch at one point that we vowed to not talk about it on the show until something official happened, because it felt like every week, and we talked about this a while ago, but it felt like every week there was some new bullshit fucking thing.
Dude, it's been that way for the whole year. It's like every day you get somebody, and that's what we were talking about last week too, is the fucking YouTube channels that are just every day is like, huge fucking news. They're still making it. And you're like, yeah, we know. Just
Yeah.
stop with this everyday upload shit if you got nothing to say that's like new to this. It's like it's driving me crazy.
There's a guy that runs a YouTube channel that I adore, and it's a guy who does Elden Ring news daily, and nothing is ever happening with that game. So it's always just 8-second videos of just like today's Elden Ring news. Nothing happened. And then the video ends.
Does he make a new video every day, or does he just upload an old one? Okay.
Oh, I'm sure he just copies and pastes them, and like, but he reads out. Sure. I think at the beginning of the video he reads out the date. Like he's like, today's June 18th, 2021, and nothing happened.
I bet. I mean, honestly, if you have if that's your stick, I think you got it set up to where you could do that every day, no problem.
Yeah,
I think it'll be very easy to accomplish.
Yeah, that guy, I just adore it because like there was a day where Elden Ring shit happened, and so his video had a shit ton of views and it was popping off, and then like the very next day, it's like nothing happened.
Nothing. By the way, nothing.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that's great.
And I guess a few quick announcements. NVIDIA announced the 3080 Ti, which and the 3090 Ti. So good luck getting those.
Mm-hmm. 2 more graphics cards you'll never see in person.
I just don't fucking care. Like, dude, why announce them if you can't announce that stock is gonna be like at a decent capacity? Like, who fucking?
Well, it's also frustrating because I mean I'm sure this stuff was set in place already, but it is like. It is that thing of like, oh god damn, I just lost my train of thought completely. Oh yeah, it's that thing of like there's a shortage on chips and like so here's 2 new SKUs and you're like, well fucking get the other ones out, get more of the other before you're like this. But I mean again, I imagine that this stuff was already set in motion before that. But my god, let's come on.
When I can't fucking even. Like, dude, even the 3060 Ti, I'll take at this point. Like, the card that I said that I wouldn't like budge on was like the 3070. Like that, I was like, that's the one I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna make any compromises. But then they announced the 3060 Ti, and I mean, I've always had the 3060, like or the 60 of the series. Like I've always had them, and to varying degrees, they've been fine. Like the 2060 Supers held me this long.
But you should get what you're owed.
Yeah. I want the 3070.
Yeah.
And the 3060 Ti has very good benchmarking, but like I can't even
The problem is that 3070 price to performance is probably really
That's what I'm saying,
good.
but I can't. I don't even have the opportunity to compromise. Like I like.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, you really don't. Your compromise is like a 16 or a 660 Ti.
Yeah,
from like 98 ish is like what you the option you have currently.
Yeah, a 3DFX card on Mercari for $200.
Yeah, you can get a Voodoo FX card and really blast away with that one. You can get one with 512 megabytes of VRAM just to really get that res up there. Yeah, it's super cool. It's the coolest shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to play Unreal Tournament 2004, so whatever.
I can't even pay attention to graphics card stuff because all I know is you're not getting one. Like, the only thing I know about it is you can't have it.
Yeah.
So there's no... Same with the PlayStation 5. Dude, I read an article earlier, and again, it's like this is the frustrating thing is the news is like the same fucking thing every week because it's the same shit we keep dealing with as a community. But it is that thing of like... it was like 1,300 consoles in stock, PlayStation 5 right now, updated posted 1 hour ago, and you go, all gone. And you're like, how did 1,300 people just pull the trigger immediately? And they didn't. It's because scalpers won't stop until everyone is sad. They just won't stop.
Yeah, the people should start kicking doors in of the people that have like more than 10.
It should be, dude. It should be illegal. It really should be illegal. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's late stage capitalism, baby.
Here it is. RTX 3080 Ti will be available at 81 Best Buy stores on Thursday. 81 out of the how many that they have.
It's not even worth it, dude. It's not even.
Ooh, fuck. A 3080 Ti is fucking $1,200 also.
Yes. Yeah.
What?
So that's not happening. Like, that's just not in the books.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah.
I don't even understand though, because the 3090 is like what, $1,400, and then the 3080 is $700.
But
How
the
is a
thir-
3080
they have
Ti
s-
$1,200?
They have said that the 3090 was like not built with gaming in mind. Like that was more of a workstation, like render kind of GPU. So also apparently we've been saying it wrong this whole time. It's actually Ti. Like during the presentation, they kept saying Ti instead of Ti.
Whatever.
So we've been saying it wrong this whole
They
time.
can suck my old TI calculator, dude. I don't give a toot. I'll say what I feel like on that one.
But real quick, on the heels of that, they announced Doom Eternal's getting the DLSS, or no. Yeah, it's getting DLSS and ray tracing support. Red Dead Redemption 2 is getting DLSS support. Rainbow Six Siege is getting DLSS support. So quite a few more games are coming. Also, on the tail of that, AMD announced their DLSS rival, and what's interesting about
Fidelity FX.
Yeah, what's interesting about Fidelity is it works on any GPU. It's not just AMD GPUs. So
Cool.
that's like actually really neat, and it's something I appreciate about AMD. And to some extent, like NVIDIA, like there's almost like this olive branch to some extent in some ways, because like NVIDIA opened the gates for like FreeSync monitors with G-Sync capability.
Yeah, AMD seems to be very open platform with their stuff, and NVIDIA just comes in and cuts that in half every time.
Well, NVIDIA was the one, admittedly, that was like, yeah, you can do G-Sync with FreeSync monitors, like fine, whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is that AMD made FreeSync and made it open, and then NVIDIA was like, well, let's do this G-Sync thing, and then lock it down.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
true.
eventually came back around and was like, oh, you know what? You guys can do it on these now. They swoop around long enough later to make it seem like, oh, that's cool that they're doing that. But it's really like,
yeah. And
you
I was
should have
the
let it
dummy
happen
that
the
fell
whole
for
time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm one of those dummies.
It's all right. I mean, everybody was a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's cool.
hold up. What's this? Japanese developer Clap Hands been making cartoon games. What is this?
Bated breath. What's going on?
Motherfuckers. It's a Clap Hands Golf released on Friday and is free to Apple Arcade subscribers.
Oh, Jesus. I thought it was something really cool, but here I am disappointed.
I fucking love Everybody's Golf, and that's the developers of Everybody's Golf, and they made a new golf game, and it's not stuck on the PlayStation, and guess what? It's on Apple fucking Arcade.
Oh, okay. Well, you got one of those, right? You got a phone.
Yeah, I mean, I could play it on my iPad, but I'm not sitting here I'm not sitting here diddling my iPad all day.
No, yeah. Fuck that.
If I'm on, that iPad is for drawing only. I've made a very exclusive deal with myself that I did play, what is that game? I did play Monster Hunter Stories on there, but still, dude.
Yeah.
Still.
Real quick, Battlefield 6 is coming, or is doing a presentation on the 9th next week. Far Cry, Ubisoft did a thing for them last week. Dude, this shit looks so fucking good. I'm actually really fucking into what they're doing with this game.
I'm gonna hold my breath on it because they've betrayed me a few times already, but it looks awesome. Again, you never know with Far Cry.
Well, that's the thing. The last one I really liked was 4. Like the last Far Cry game I really gave a shit about was 4. And this looks like it's kind of going to some of those roots again, which I like.
Yeah.
Like it's doing a little bit more of the wacky world kind of stuff. I wouldn't say wacky necessarily, but it at least seems like a little more cultured.
Well, that's what New Dawn was.
Yeah, New Dawn was that was like where it was 5 when the world.
It was the follow-up. It was the apocalypse to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had a bunch of weird guns put together. They had wacky mutated creatures and stuff, and did some weirder shit with it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm gonna play this game. I played every Far Cry game. I love them, but they are. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not excited. they've had a longer development tail with this one too, so that's the hope is that in that amount of time they've been able to change some stuff up a little bit or at least mix it up a bit more.
Yeah, yeah. It does look more so the games are always like these big playgrounds or whatever, but this game looks like it has a little bit more civilization. I don't know how to really put it. It just feels like this is a lived-in world. Like it feels like people live here.
It's the only one that has a city. Like all the other ones are just empty villages and plots of land. Like there's not a central town in any of those games, really.
Yeah.
So this is the first one that has like a actual city that you can go inside and verticality and stuff, where the other games just don't have that really. So yeah, that'll be neat to see some closed or some tight quarters combat, I guess, in the streets or whatever. That seems cool.
And Giancarlo Esposito's dope, dude. I love that dude, and he seems like he'd be a really good villain
great
for this. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anywhere even remotely close to how good he was in Breaking Bad, then I'm all about it.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
Dude, they should make another Blood Dragon. they should make another Blood Dragon.
That's actually that is the only Far Cry game I haven't played.
It's fun. I mean, it's a very tailored, short, very, very. It is a very like bare bones Far Cry experience, but the aesthetic and like the goofiness of it is just over the top. They nail the aesthetic of it so well, and the soundtrack's also really good. And yeah, Blood Dragon was fucking cool. Like,
yeah,
it's like one of those things they did.
I just never.
One of those things they didn't have to make, but they made it, and it was cool. So
yeah, well, and that was sort of what New Dawn was kind of. It was sort of like it wasn't near as weird, but as wildly different than the regular game, but it was it was their attempt at like, hey, here's a standalone thing if you want some DLC, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks. I mean, it looks really nice. I'm not gonna say I don't want to play this game.
Hold on, dude. You get the little dog at the end, dude. Come on. Look at that little boy.
Yeah, the little distraction. Yeah,
that's a good boy. Guy. Come on.
No, that's a good guy.
That's the game right there, baby. I'm into that.
Yeah, no, that's a very good guy. I got nothing against that guy. Don't get me wrong here. But
that's it. That's all I have. All I have.
I think that's the show. Really, we've been going for like 2 hours. I think that's about what we need to do. We haven't really.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot else happening until that Switch Pro hits shelves. This fall, this holiday season, tomorrow. Who knows?
We don't have to talk about them, but I am curious.
Yeah. So Lego Indiana Jones came out today.
Grib,
and that's it.
I like Grib. That's a good game.
What? Oh yeah, Crash Bandicoot Ripto's Rampage was that crossover Spyro the Dragon GBA game.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool.
Let me see though. June 2nd technically would be today. Shantae.
Yeah, and then
holy shit, Shantae's a good game actually.
Okay, Shantae is cool. City Life was okay, I think, if that's the game I'm remembering. The Red Faction Guerrilla. Best third-person shooter ever made still to this day. Still really, really, really good. That game should have took off way more than it did.
Yeah.
And the sequel to that game, Armageddon, shouldn't have fucked the whole game up. But whatever. That game was awesome.
Oh, hey, Tekken
7. Look at that. There it is.
Yeah. It's come full circle.
Yeah. Well, what's tomorrow as the day the episode comes up? What are we looking at for Friday?
We are looking at, let's see. What came out on June 4th? Rock and Roll Racing. Space Channel 5. Nice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Class Heroes, Remember Me. Vampire was alright.
I have this game on Steam. I haven't played it though.
It's okay. Like it has an interesting combat system. The narrative is kind of cool. It's just the gameplay is like a little boring because it was that period where you had to just everything was Assassin's Creed. So every third-person game you just had to climb on everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Uncharted, I guess. That age. Effie actually that was in the Humble Bundle there. I haven't launched it yet, but it's like this. I I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a third-person combat game, but then there's like hoverboard racing or some shit in it. I don't really understand what the game is.
I have a
It's
feeling
it's that blue one right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that first one.
This looks familiar. I feel like I've seen this.
I feel like I had it on a watch list, but never knew it came out or whatever. And I think it was on the PlayStation because like the logo, it has the PlayStation Store logo on a lot of the stuff for it. But and then Persona Q2 I haven't played yet, but I also picked that up for the 3DS a little while ago, the digital version of that. Oh, there you go. Animal pairs, matching and concentration game for toddlers and kids. That's that game you were playing last week.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah, I need concentration, constant stimulation.
We should do a speed run of animal pairs, matching and concentration for toddlers and kids.
And not get
what
the
if we
world
fucking
record?
suck at it? Yeah, what if we're just really fucking bad at it? I would love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's video games. I know I've said it a couple times, but I'm gonna try and start doing some of these PS2 games soon. Ish. I hope.
Yeah, you'll
God
get there.
willing, I'll sit down and actually play some of these here soon.
And I'm actually about to pull the trigger on Hako Life and play a little bit of that and see what that's about. So I'll
go ahead.
report on
Live
that
stream
next week.
Live stream you purchasing it so we can get all the information we need about like how the process went. Like, did it go? Was it easy?
Yeah.
Seem,
My
like,
PayPal
no
account information. Yeah, you probably need all that.
Yeah, just to see how everything
yeah.
goes together. I've never used the internet for anything like that, so I'm just curious. Just checking it out.
I had to answer the question this week, what is Steam? Which I never thought I'd have to actually explain what Steam is.
It's a digital game platform.
That's pretty
it's a digital
much what
game storefront.
That's what I said. That's what I boiled it down to. I've been helping.
It's like a Best Buy on the internet, but they don't got nothing physical. You only buy pretend.
Yeah.
Who asked you this? That's
okay.
my question. I'm curious.
I was gonna get to that. So in my job, I interface with a lot of like people or whatever, and one of the people we service was like, "Hey, what? I
wear a helmet, but I forgot my helmet.
No.
I'm having trouble.
He was like, "Hey,
my phone exists.
My son wants to get into like streaming and wants to get into like all this stuff." So
this guy, yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, "Hey, so my boss built him a computer that he paid for, of course, but he built him a computer, and he's like, hey, does one of your guys like want to help us like get stuff set up for him and like help me answer questions, like come over, set stuff up every once in a while?"
Yeah, I got a fucking nerd that I work with.
Yeah. So I pitched my hand into that mix, and they're good people. They're actually really nice people. But like they don't know much about like PC gaming or anything.
Sure.
So I was like helping them set up OBS. I told them like, because he's a little kid, and I was like, hey, if he, can't figure out OBS and like clicking all these windows and doing all this shit, just get him like a little Stream Deck. So they took that advice. I went over there, programmed the Stream Deck to where he just hits buttons and his games launch, and he can record, and it's fucking cool. I like doing that stuff for those people. But yeah, I had to explain what Steam was, because he was like, I was like, what games do you like? He's like, oh, I like Balloons TD6, and I was like, oh, that's on Steam. And she goes, oh, what's Steam? And I was like, oh, it's where you buy games.
I actually got that game not that long ago. Because it has overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I was like, I know nothing about what this is.
The Balloons games are fucking great tower defense games. They're like some of the best tower defense games.
It's not bad at all. I just had I've seen them, like they're title art all the time, but I'm like, I don't know what this game is, and I saw one for like $1 or something, and I was like, well, what is it? Like, I just want to know what it is, and they're all right. They're not bad.
Yeah. Anyway, that's games.
But that is cool. I wonder if I've ever had to. I guess I've never really had to explain Steam, but I'm trying to think if I've like. I guess I kind of had to my mom, because like one year they asked like what I wanted, and I was like, oh, just. They're like super horny for gift cards, so they're always like, what? My mom will do this really cute. It's cute, but it's this really coy thing of just being like, well, what restaurants are around you? I'm like, Mom, I don't. I'm not going to Chili's anytime soon. Okay, so like let's
Also,
cut that one out.
they've kind of like gotten away from that. You can just get a Visa gift card that'll work anywhere.
Yeah, you could just give me cash. Like I love any gift and I don't need it or deserve any of it. Really, gifts, whatever. But it is that thing of like if you're gonna get a gift or something, making sure it's like something they can actually do something with, because like otherwise you're both wasting time, and then you got this weird awkward like I love it.
Yeah.
I can't be. Look at me, dude, up on this alabaster throne of like I don't need these peasants' gifts. Give me the gifts I desire. I don't need plastic or coin. I want cash, baby.
Old Scrooge McDuck with your money bags.
Oh, dude, behind me right here, y'all can't even see it, but behind me is just a tub of sacagaweas that I dive into every night.
Sweet.
What happened, dude, all I did was I had to ride the bus once, so I put a tin in there, and it put a swimming pool's worth of sacagaweas in my bag. I didn't know what to do.
That's the only place I've ever gotten those too. It's the only place.
Yeah, I know. But you put in a 5 and it's like, oh, that's yeah, I think that's about 58 Sacagawea coins. Like, how much are these actually worth? Is it $1? Is it 50 cents? What is this? Why do you give me so many?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, the ones that have the bird on it are worth $0.25. The ones that don't have a bird, that's about 8 cents. I'm like, what is this? And it's like, well, the bus is $4.62 to ride it. And you're like, what's going on? Round it up and stop fucking around.
Yeah, quit digging me around on this.
Quit digging me around. I can't tell you the last time. I think I wrote it was the Dart. It wasn't the bus. It was the train.
Yeah.
Either way.
That's what I was thinking too.
None of that matters. Joke's already over. I don't need this context.
And with that, the show's over too.
Yeah, everything's over once that's over. Once the goof's gone, we're out of here. And the goofs ran out. Or although, honestly, it's like most episodes where the goofs start about an hour and 10 in, and then that's it. We're all fired up and it's over.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. If you want to watch this full episode, you can do that here, or it'll be on YouTube /C/birthday party. And I will have other crap up there soon, hopefully. I keep saying that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's in the cards.
We'll probably try and be streaming some stuff too. We'll try and be streaming. We might be trying to do some in-person stuff too, some vids. Maybe that'll happen soon now that the world is healing.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
They put a Band-Aid on it. They put a Band-Aid on the earth.
Yeah, they did.
Stuck it right there.
I had a lady yelling that we did that this is off topic and at the end of the show, so whatever. But we did have a lady come into yesterday that was like nearly demanding that we take our masks off because we don't have to wear them anymore. And I was like, you don't. I want to. Like, you cannot do it, but you're the reason I want to do it. Like, it's because you're crazy, and I know you didn't get vaccinated. Like, because of how belligerent you're acting, I know you didn't, and that's the worry about all this. Is like, anyway, we don't need to get into any of that. I just thought it was hilarious. Oh, and there was a lady today came in a minute. We closed in 1 minute, and she was just like, "What can I get?" I was like, "Oh, we closed in a minute." She's like, "Well, what can I get that's fast?" And I was like, "I mean, none of this. It's all gonna be more than a minute, so just get what you want." And then she orders it, and she's like, "Well, where do I sit?" And I was like, "Well, not in here, 'cause the building's closed. As soon as your ass goes out that door, it's locked. So I don't know." It's just my favorite thing of just like, where am I gonna sit in this building that's no longer operating? I'm like, I don't know, wherever you're at. The other,
There's a Starbucks across the street.
I've said that so many times. I've been like, yeah, there's a Starbucks right there, and they're like, well, you're promoting another business. I'm like, well, this one ain't gonna be open. So yeah, that one. If you need a place to sit so damn bad, go there. Also, guys, this is just a PSA. Don't ever go to a restaurant 30 minutes before they close. Just don't even worry about it. Just don't even worry.
Don't do it.
It's closed. 30 till, it's closed. Doesn't matter where it is or what they serve, it's closed.
Yeah.
Don't even try it. And it's closed, their attitude's closed, and the place is done for. Just get on to doing something else.
Yeah, everybody's checked out.
That's too bad.
The last thing
Yeah.
somebody wants is somebody beating the fucking door down. Like,
Oh, dude. I get so much energy because we close at 3 while I'm still closing and I see people tugging on the door and they can't get in and I just get to laugh. I just get to stand there and giggle. I'm like, you didn't fucking make it, Chief. Too bad. Our hours are posted, bud. You know where to look. Don't do this.
you know how to use Google.
That's how barista. You don't. The normal normies don't know this, but that's how. There's 2 things about coffee that you need to know, and this is just making the episode run longer for no real reason. But here's the thing: if you want to know something about coffee, the angrier the person is making it at you, the better it's going to taste, and that if you order extra hot, it's never going to be extra hot. I just wanted you to know. That's all. If you order extra hot, they're going to go, okay. And then it's going to stay the same temperature because there's nothing you can do about it. It is. Milk curdles eventually. So I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
But anywho.
All right. Later, everybody.
I feel like I had another point to make, but yeah, later, guys. Bye.